Hi.
Hi. Good morning. Good Thursday morning. It's Curt and Jen. Thanks for tuning in. Is it still tuning
Curt and Jen in the Morning Podcast.
Yes, that's the full scientific name.
In case you want to look it up, you know? It's just good to remind you of the official name.
And the and is an ampersand. It's not A-N-D.
Okay, first and foremost, today marks the 80th anniversary of D-Day. So I just we want to shout out, thank you to those who served and the very, very, very many that sacrificed their life for.
Brave. I can't even imagine.
Give us a history lesson, D-Day.
D-Day, this is the 80th anniversary. Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
The 80th anniversary of today. And this is when the Allied forces launched that surprise attack at Normandy. And ultimately, it really helped liberate Europe from Nazi Germany. So,
there's big things happening there right now.
We've got, President Biden is there. Mm-hmm. French President Macron, it should be Macron, shouldn't it? I know it's Macron. King Charles III. So all the biggies are there. I believe also, who am I missing here? Zelensky from Ukraine.
Oh,
and
so
Prince
all
William.
the bigwigs are there, as they should be, in my opinion. They should absolutely be there.
So, remember the day and remember what the day is all about. We're going from D-Day to lipstick.
Yes, because, I mean, if you have ever had lipstick, a new thing of lipstick is like the most wonderful thing. It's so good. Like, look at that.
Viewing.
It's I should be telling you. Like, it's the silver little case, and it's just like lipstick perfection. And then I'm going to ruin it. So I hesitate, but.
You're going to ruin it by using it?
Uh-huh.
You have to use it.
I know.
What's the color this time?
This time it's always, pink bamboo or bamboo pink? Bamboo pink.
All right.
I think it's by Clinique. I love it so much. It's very good neutral color. Okay. And that is not an ad.
We have to say that so often. We're just talking about things we like.
I want people to know that we're not getting paid to say that.
Yeah,
I really, that's the color I use, and it's really great. Neutral. Like, look. Mwah.
Mwah.
Okay.
All right. We have to also say congratulations and happy retirement to our friend, Eric Johnson from Como 4 TV, Como 4 News. He's been an anchor there he's not been an anchor for long, but he's been there for almost 4 decades, like 39 years.
37, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He's
very
been
long time.
At Como, and obviously, he was a reporter, and then I think he was an anchor, and he was the main anchor, and he's the biggest anchor.
Eric's Little Heroes is what he's known for, the best storyteller in all of ever.
A lot of people say that
he's country. Amazing.
He is fantastic.
Yeah.
And let me just, the quick story, the last time that we saw Eric, before, because the radio station moved out of Como Plaza a couple years back. But he had come to us. He had found a cassette tape Eric Johnson had.
Oh, he came down to...
because the TV's on the 4th floor, and at the time, radio was on the 3rd floor of Como Plaza. So he came down, he's got a cassette tape. I was there, you, Jen, and one other person. And he's like, hey, do we have any way to transfer this from cassette to digital?
Yes.
Which at the, it used to be there's no problem finding cassette player. Now we're like, so we dug up a cassette player.
You found one and plugged it up. I mean, plugged it in, like hooked it all up. Yes.
And so we're listening to Eric Johnson. What he had on this tape was him playing a song for I think it was his girlfriend, or maybe it was his fiance. It was for his girlfriend, who is now his wife, and he was trying to give a CD to her of this as a sentimental gift for Christmas. Which is funny now that CDs are even kind of
Do you remember what song he was singing? Because we were listening to it. He's like, oh my gosh, I did not intend for you guys to listen to this song.
It was like a Gordon Lightfoot song.
It was really good. And it was so good.
It was super sweet. And we were able to make it work. But he was thrilled that we were able to get this together.
May I just say that he's one of the good ones. Like, he is like so genuinely nice and kind and not, too big for his britches, so to speak. I mean, he's just really great.
And there are tons of egos in media. I mean, radio and TV as well. But Eric is just a great, great guy, a good friend, and always has time,
Yep. We aspire to be a storyteller like he is, because it is amazing. And he's going to do some more great things.
True. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
Happy retirement, Eric Johnson.
I love that you put this one down as a reminder for tomorrow. Something that's happening tomorrow, but Curt wants to let you know about it right now.
Well, a little behind the scenes thing. We always realize after the fact that we missed something. It's like, did you know? Oh, today was such and such day, and we didn't even talk about it, or something huge happens, and we overlook it.
Yeah, that's true.
The national days, which Jen loves, and
I do.
It's a fun way to
make an excuse to drink a margarita if it's National Margarita Day,
or in this case, National Donut Day is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, which is Friday,
So we're
June
giving
what?
7th.
7th.
And we're giving you the heads up now so that you wake up early, you're on your way to work, or maybe give you an extra 15 minutes because there are deals out there happening for National Donut Day.
Pick up donuts for you in the office.
That would be a good option with Krispy Kreme because you've got, well, there's 2 options for National Donut Day. I know you can go by Krispy Kreme tomorrow, Friday. Snag a free donut of any flavor with no purchase necessary.
Ooh, okay.
However, and we were lamenting this, like if we were still at the radio station, somebody would bring in donuts.
Well, Top Pot always does. Top Pot always gave us free donuts.
Top Pot, I will give you my address if you want to bring them by the show here.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they're going to swing by.
They're right down the street.
I know. Yeah, that'd be funny. So back to the thing here. If one donut isn't enough of Krispy Kreme, you can also get a dozen original glazed donuts for just $2 when you buy any dozen tomorrow.
One's never enough for Krispy Kreme. Those things go down the hatch pretty quick and easy.
How about Top Pot? You're talking about Top Pot. They are celebrating National Donut Week. I guess the entire week is for I don't know, but for tomorrow.
This is how we do it.
That's right. Tomorrow, if you purchase 2 dozen donuts, you get a limited edition commemorative National Donut Day T-shirt, I guess.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want that? Of course you do.
Available for free with your purchase of 2 dozen donuts or 100 potholes?
I love that they call their donuts potholes.
I do too. I've never had any. Have you?
Oh, no.
I'm going to get some.
Okay.
I want to try their potholes.
I figured, well, let's just go
That's
after the
brilliant.
show. We got to go tomorrow.
Top Pot, brilliant.
All right.
Okay.
If you want in 100 potholes, I love that. And finally, Dunkin' is bringing back the free donut deal for National Donut Day. You get a free donut with the purchase of any beverage. Again, this is tomorrow, and this is at Dunkin' locations across the country.
Okay.
That's the best we can do.
We're getting donuts. We're getting some donuts, Kurt. We are doing it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that, because there's other ones we haven't mentioned, like Voodoo Donuts is now in the Seattle area. It used to just be in Portland. Voodoo Donuts.
I forgot. We reported that they were going to be opening. Where did they open? Do you know?
No.
Okay, that's bad.
It seemed like it was
Capitol Hill, maybe?
Yeah, it seemed like it was downtown or downtown-ish.
Well, research. Can you research? Google? Well, I'll cover you because I'll tell you. When Kurt and I were prepping for the show this morning on trying to figure out what we're going to talk about, one of the things that came up is that this thing that's trending on TikTok, and Kurt knew about it and I did not, which is a first. I'm just kidding.
Nice. Pine Street, 100 Pine Street in Seattle, 1201 Pine Street.
So 12th and Pine.
Yeah, there you go. Please continue.
Oh, no.
Let's focus over here.
Okay, but oh my God.
Our backup recording, we record this also on Jen's phone. And
because my phone is full.
So
God bless America.
Let's pay attention to this one. And not the backup for today.
TikTok trend.
Yes.
It's called the pause in.
Pause in? Yeah.
I think it is called pause in.
Not like the
pause in challenge.
Right.
Pause, PAWS, in challenge.
If you've seen this, dog owners, they're like, say you, before like some sporting event, everybody puts their hands in the middle and goes, 1, 2, 3, go, or whatever, type of thing. So what people are doing, it's like the owners, or I shouldn't say the owners, the couple generally with their dog will sit
in a circle, like in a circle,
other.
yeah.
And the
humans
will put their hands in like you're doing a
yay.
And then the idea is you wait to see if your dog will also put their paw on top of.
And there was this montage of videos, and it made me cry because all the dogs, of course, for the montage, all the dogs put their hands in, like their paw in, on top of their human hands, and I loved it, and I hope that Snotty Sailor does it.
I bet she will. She seems like I bet she will, and I'm saying that Bella the Beagle will not.
Okay, then we need to try that.
Okay, we'll see if it happens.
We'll try to record. I will try to record. I'll have Macy help me, my youngest,
and feel free if you want. You just get with your dog, and again, the two of you,
couple people or more. It could be more.
That's right. It could be the family. You all put your hands in the center and see. The dog obviously has to be within paw length.
Well, you're in a circle. Yeah.
So see if your dog will actually. And it's kind of a neat idea that your dog is like, we're all on the same team.
I hope that Sailor does it.
We're all on the same team.
All right. Tell me more about this whole text before calling, cell phone rules have changed. What?
Well, this in particular is not new. I just saw it yesterday and it made me real mad.
What is it?
real mad. Well, this is, and remind me to talk about something that happened at the radio station a long time ago.
Okay. I'm going to forget.
The idea is before you call somebody, etiquette experts are saying you should text them first.
Okay.
Like text before calling to say, can I call you now?
What a bunch of baloney. I mean, I will sometimes do that if I know the person's busy. I'll say, hey, is this a good time now?
Right.
But
I did,
that's a bunch of bologna slices.
And what? I barely remember this because, well, I shouldn't say that, but it used to be kind of exciting when the phone would ring and you'd say hello, and it'd be like an old friend calling up to check in. You know, before you had caller ID and stuff, you just answer the phone, not knowing who was there, and like, hey, it's your old buddy from college. Like, that was kind of nice.
That is what you're still supposed to do.
Right, but you can see who's calling now. And so, by the way, I did bust a friend one time, saw across I think it was at Macy's downtown when they were still open, the Bonn Macy's or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna call so-and-so because they're like right over there in the other section. And I saw them look at the phone.
And he didn't.
Yep.
Well, that's a big fat diss in your face.
It didn't make, I mean, I wasn't upset with them per se because it's like, oh, they're shopping. They have other things to do. But I just think that's, you know, it's like people now.
I would have done a little video text message that says, hey, I just saw you look at your phone and not take my call.
Of course you would. So here's the thing. Okay, I'm just going to say, I think this is dumb. I think, you know, I mean, it's because two things. A lot of times now, while people are leaving a voicemail, you can see the printout of what they're saying, right? Did you know this?
Well, you can see the printout, but you can also answer it. Yes, which I love so much. Right. Way to go, whoever did that. You
can see maybe they're leaving a voicemail and it says, hey, I just wanted to talk to you about such and such. Like, oh, okay, I'll pick up.
Well, you should have picked up in the first one.
And I always do, except every now and again, my phone will give me...
you never pick up when I call you, Curt.
That's because I'm sleeping. The phone will say, sometimes it says possible...
spam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I send it to voicemail.
All right.
But I do answer when you call.
No, you do not. So what this is all saying is cell phone etiquette has changed, and this is what you're supposed to do.
Right. And here's the story real quick.
I'm not following it. I'm an etiquette person, too. I'm not doing it.
Right. I think this is silly. So
if I want to call, I'm going to call you.
I overheard this. People don't know how the station was set up, but Jen, in addition to being on air, was also our promotions and marketing
Department of Fun and Games.
Right. Yeah. I was walking by the Department of Fun and Games, and I heard two, and I don't remember who it was, two of the women that
promo people.
There. Yeah. And I overheard, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, he seemed like a nice guy. And so clearly they just met this dude, right?
Okay.
Seemed like a nice guy and whatever. And so I just said goodnight, and that was it. And then the next day he called me, and they were like, he called you. Oh, it was like a horrible
I remember
thing.
this. I was there. I'm like, oh, and then I drama, like I was like, oh my God, no, he picked up the phone and he called you.
And I guess it was all about because they were saying you should text first, and I don't get it, you know,
or not call at all, just text.
Right.
Like calling is like two in your face,
right? Because it used to be if you didn't call, that was a problem. Now he's calling saying, hey, I'm interested in seeing you more and having a friendship.
All right.
Oh my God.
I'm ready to try our thing.
Okay.
And I do want to record this on your phone, please. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
try our thing.
So I was on Reddit of all things, and let's do this. We're just doing this. Here we go.
All right.
We have to do this because I want to have a little...
Sorry to take away from the program, but we do have to do this.
Okay. So on Reddit, someone said that they... What the heck, Curt? I can't because your hand's in the way.
All right.
Okay.
This camera.
I saw that some guy posted, like a guy, this is what he said. An old guy that I work with mixed his peanuts with his Coca-Cola. And apparently this is an old country thing. And so then I started reading the comments because I'm like, that's disgusting.
Peanuts and Coke.
And they're like, no, this is a Southern thing for sure.
My
if you grew up in the South.
Is from Louisiana and he did this.
No, well, that story is like this person saw this picture on Reddit, and I just wanted to add this because I thought it was very sweet and true. And it said this. So he said, my maternal grandmother or grandfather is from Louisiana, and he did this, and the picture unlocked this deep, forgotten childhood memory of my granddad. So he was saying thank you. It blows my mind how much the brain can forget, yet one photo brings back a flood of memories, which is so true.
And now we're going to have a video of us trying.
Now we're going to try this and see. So I had to read extensively about this because many people said it had to be a glass bottle of Coke because it tastes better that way.
All right.
You have to drink some out. I'm going to have you drink some too.
You got to chug some. Oh, now you're going to do a big old burp. Come on. Nobody believes that this lady, she has the loudest burps I've ever heard.
I probably will belch. Excuse me. Sorry.
Is that enough?
I think. Okay, so
reduce the amount of
now here's where we might have gone wrong. I got the cocktail peanuts.
Right.
Versus the dry roasted. But I think this is the kind, because what someone was saying is the reason that they did this is that in the South, when they were working in the factories or on their cars or on the farm, they had really, really dirty, gross hands, and they didn't want to mess up their peanuts and their, soda.
Right.
So they just put the peanuts inside the soda. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, this seems like ridiculous. Let's move to the next story while I do this.
You know what the ratio of peanuts to Coke is supposed to be? Like a lot?
I feel like I read that and now I forget.
Well, they're fizzing, so that's good, I guess.
This is hilarious to me. Okay, so we're going to try this and just see if it's good or not. But in the meantime, we'll talk about some of the other things. Are the good peanuts?
Again, if you're not watching this, if you're listening, we are now putting some Planters cocktail peanuts into a bottle of Coca-Cola to see what the big deal is about.
No, they are salted. That was the key. It was salted peanuts, but unsalted peanuts. I mean, who even?
Which is also funny because there's actual rules to this. It's not just putting peanuts into a Coke. Like, well, they got to be these kind of peanuts.
Here's what they would do.
Coke
They might stop at the store, get a bottle of Coke.
Right.
A glass bottle of Coke, and then get from their from the little gas station, like a packet of peanuts, right?
So
and then they dump it in.
We should put about enough of it, like it'd be a packet of peanuts, right? So
right.
Like a plane that you get on a plane.
So that we're just gonna try this anyway. People were going on and on about how delicious it is, and people don't understand it that are from the north, and obviously we're from the northwest. I mean, we can be farther from the south.
Another question. Do you eat the peanuts, or they just stay in there for flavor and you drink around
No,
it?
you eat the peanuts too.
Okay.
So, I feel like they need to marinate for just a little second.
Let them breathe for a second. All right.
All right, let's try. We'll try it. Okay. You have to be careful not to choke, though, because someone did say I almost died because I choked on the peanut.
Yes.
Well, kind of because you're drinking.
Well, we're saying that now because people are going to go try this. There might be a choking hazard, so don't do it.
Well, don't choke, but try it. Did you get a peanut?
I love peanuts.
I think it's good. Do you?
Well, it tastes like you took a sip of Coke and then you put a handful of peanuts in.
But it kind of cuts the... I can see why someone had said this. I didn't want to mention it. It cuts the sweetness of the Coke.
All right.
With the salt.
So I think it's fine. I don't think
it's a lot of effort.
Yeah, it hasn't like rocked my world.
All right, well.
All right.
Now you know.
You can count on us to try these silly things and see if they work before you don't try this at home.
It's worth trying because why not?
All right.
It's such a southern thing and we should bring it north.
Again, we use Planters cocktail peanuts in a good old-fashioned Coca-Cola.
I love learning and trying new things. So if someone else has something that's from our southern states or the East Coast or something, let us know because we'll give it a try. Like something a little funky like this.
We've never had Cincinnati style chili, you and I together, and we should.
What is that?
It's a super surprise.
Okay, bring it on, Curt Cruz.
We'll go to Mike's Chili in Fremont, Ballard.
They have Cincinnati chili.
It's not only just the meat sauce is a little bit different, but you have it over spaghetti, and then you can add fun things like onions and cheese.
You know our friend Randy,
yeah,
that we played trivia with on Monday night or Tuesday night.
Yep,
he makes spaghetti chili.
Are they from Ohio?
They're from. Oh my God, they're going to kill me. Indiana. Is that that's okay? He does that, and it's really freaking good.
Yep. You've ever had a Coney dog? It's kind of like Coney Island hot dog meat.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit liquidy, but we'll
meat is liquidy? Okay, we'll make it. But he makes it, and so I want to have him make it and see if you love it as much. Okay.
Well, why don't I make mine? It'll be a battle.
Yes.
Royale.
Yes, we're going to do that.
Okay.
We'll invite people.
Congratulations to the grads.
Class of 2024.
Whether it's high school, college, whatever. So a lot of graduations going to be going on now, as you mentioned. So we're not only saying congratulations to all the grads. Great job. Good work.
Yeah.
Get off into the world.
Do great things. We want you to do the greatest things and do some good in the world. Thank you.
But what we're offering as well is, should we offer the gifts?
Well, people. So here's the thing: I have some grads in my life, and I need to get gifts for them, and I like to be thoughtful, and not. They'll appreciate money for sure. Right. Cash is always king.
However.
But
how about a quick list of...
yes, well, give me some, because I'll tell you what I ended up doing for one of them.
Okay, so they're saying things like, if they're heading to college, something practical for their dorm might be ideal. For those entering the workplace, maybe they're graduating from college, professional gear or accessories could be more appropriate. They've got, actually, one of these suggestions was get them a MacBook computer. That's a little pricey for a graduation.
Make it rain.
Exactly.
What are some other things?
Personalization. Personalized socks?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Looks like they put class of 2024 on here and then their name.
Okay.
Personalized socks.
I do like the caddy. There's like a gift with a caddy that's like a shower caddy, so you put bath products in it, because if they're going to be in a dorm or a sorority, you need something to carry your stuff to the shared bathroom.
And these are relatively inexpensive.
I want that. That's one of the ideas.
What's that?
I want that, but it's too expensive.
What it is.
It's called Hatch, and it's a way to wake up. It's a really good way to wake up. Like, it's based on all this research and all the things, but it was too spendy for me.
I see. What you do is, most of the alarms on your iPhone, you have an option of waking up slowly. It'll build and louder and louder and louder, and then all of a sudden, you're hopefully not getting a to wake up to.
Yeah, this wakes you up slowly and gently, just like you should be waking up.
For the low price of $200. Mm-hmm. This is claiming there's a bunch of research that's gone into this, and
it is.
All right,
it's supposed to be so good.
$200. Okay, the Apple Watch is on here. Wireless headphones,
all the things. Books. Books is a good one, and this one is kind of a Goodnight Dorm Room book from Goodnight Moon.
It's called Goodnight Dorm Room.
I know.
This is touted as all the advice I wish I got before going to college. This fully illustrated beginner's guide to college is as funny as it is smart.
That's a good
dorm
one.
Room.
I love that. But getting books, I've got someone like the Places You'll Go, the Dr. Seuss book. There's a whole bunch of books that are like that talk about the great things that you'll do, that you can do, that the world is your oyster, basically. So
right.
Other ideas are jewelry, a puffy blanket.
Yeah.
Just like some kind of comfort from home, an air fryer, because you can do so many things with it in your dorm room. Right. Yeah. So
again, congratulations, grads, and hopefully that helped if you're looking to get a gift for the grad.
Can I tell you what I did?
Yeah, always anything.
So the James, who's graduating from high school, he lives in Texas, but he's going to go to Colorado. But their family is very much into hiking and nature and all the things. So I am getting him one of those, like the Parks Pass. Like, what do you call it here?
Oh, the National Parks Pass.
Yes, and what do you call the other thing when you have to have the thing in your window in order to park in the park? We have it here. I forget what it's called. But it's one of those for Colorado so that he can go explore the parks and get in for free and park.
They have those you can buy those for the whole country, and the pass is good anywhere.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I believe
it's
so.
It's probably a lot of U.S. dollars that I do not have now. So I'm going to stick with Colorado.
That's a good idea. Well, we're going to Hawaii in September, and apparently my mother-in-law has one of those. So we can go to watch the sunrise over Mount whatever.
Yes.
What mount is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a Hawaii.
It's not Diamond Head, but...
okay. Well, wow, we're really good. We're so good.
This is why you're supposed to prep before the show. But then our ADD brains is like, oh, here's something. Now I want to talk about this. Like maybe having a good mechanic.
Yes. I'm still mad at my brain for not knowing what that pass is called. Gosh.
It'll come to you. If you don't think about it's when it's going to pop up.
Okay.
So the mechanic deal is, do you know any good mechanics? And I think that this is more like asking people... do you have these are things that you find, you're like, oh my God, I finally found what I need. Maybe a hairstylist would be the same thing.
It is.
I'm not changing.
It is.
No matter what. So
do you know a good mechanic?
You know what? Whenever the car needs repairs, this is where I'm like, no, I don't. I just go, well, this one's close and it says they work on German cars or whatever. So I go there.
I know a good mechanic. His name is Hot Firefighter Boyfriend Pat.
Well, I don't.
And he's not a trained. He's not a trained mechanic. I do know a mechanic actually, Brad. I would call him the world's greatest mechanic. I mean, he can do anything, and it's magical. So,
right.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law has Steve and the gang at Ryan's RV. She has an RV, and they work in the RV there. Their relationship's like she'll go by on random days and bring a bunch of cookies and say, "Here you go, guys."
That's really nice.
But in return, they will, like, she doesn't live very far from the RV place at all, from Ryan's. And so they'll come and pick her up. She's like, or they'll come to her house and drive the RV over for her. I mean, they really have, that actually is a very good example of a great
building a relationship and customer service.
Right.
Yes.
And she obviously gives them cookies and stops by and stuff like that. So
what's the deal? This is like a thing of the past, kind of, because not a lot of people are being trained mechanics. Is that the deal?
I think what they're saying is, the story is saying, is that you should have a good mechanic not on call necessarily, but you should have somebody. Otherwise, what did you say earlier? When your car needs to be repaired and you just take it anywhere, you take it back to the dealer, then what happens?
Then you may as well just bend right over.
That's what you said.
That was inappropriate for a family-friendly show, right? Yeah.
So
it's true, though.
And let's give a shout out to all the mechanics out there.
Yes.
Because I do have a friend.
Thank you for doing what you do. Seriously.
Well, see, your boyfriend can work on your car, and he actually did. I mean, he
changed the transmission, mm-hmm. the whole transmission. He changed it out.
A lot of he's just good at. He has that brain that can figure those kind of things out.
He has a mechanical brain,
right? I have the opposite of that.
He worked in he was a machinist for a while. So those people they just have a certain kind of brain, and thank goodness they do, because I do not.
Well, I know the word machinist, but what does the job actually entail? I don't know.
So they make parts. So his brother does the same thing. So an engineer will come up with some kind of design, and they're like, "We need this kind of part," and so
the machinist will say, "Okay."
Yeah, they'll figure out. They'll work with them. Oftentimes, the engineers drive the machinist crazy, because the engineers insist that you can do certain things, and then they have to, they're the reality check of the whole thing.
Well, thank goodness they're out there making those pieces and parts.
Seriously. And so big companies go to the machinist or have their own machinist to make all the parts. So, anyway.
I don't know. I don't even know why I brought that up. I thought it was interesting that maybe we should all have a good mechanic on call.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start calling your boyfriend from now on.
Do you want me to do that? I want to say it.
Okay.
Very quickly. I had a dream last night, and it was some big store was opening. I think it was a Seahawks store, like a big merch store for Seahawks.
Okay.
And so you and I were waiting in line to go in, and we went in, and I'm looking for Seahawks gear, and you make a beeline to this certain place, and I'm like, where did Curt go? And then I see you, and there's this one piece of clothing on the wall that happens to be Kraken, the only Kraken thing in the whole store, and you're feverishly looking for your size before people buy up all the one Kraken thing that's in this whole Seahawks store.
Let me say, when Jen came over and said I had a dream about you last night, I was like,
oh, did you? Yeah, it was about Kraken jerseys.
Which is probably way more accurate in real life than what I was thinking. Yeah. So that actually is probably exactly what would happen. Ooh, Kraken gear.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a fun one. It was very Curt Cruz, is what I'm saying.
But do you remember all of your dreams, or just on occasion?
Just on occasion.
Yeah, me too. It's
just on occasion.
The ones that for whatever reason strike you a certain way, and I don't know how your brain works, but yeah,
it usually doesn't. That's the problem.
And the ones that I remember are generally the ones I don't really want to remember. It's like, oh, that was weird. Somebody's chasing me.
God, I feel like I'm having a hot flash right now, because I came in and it was freezing in this Curt's office area, and now it's like, oh my God, let me have some Coke and peanuts.
And we can wrap things up by saying, here's what's going on tomorrow.
Okay, yes. So Pat and I were doing the remodel of the house. Working on some stuff, and we're always listening to music, and he had Pandora on, and I didn't know this song at all, but in the song was this lyric that really stood out to me. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I even said out loud to Pat, I'm like, that is a fantastic lyric.
Right.
And it was, find someone who can grow flowers in the darkest parts of you.
And it turns out it was a song by, we just looked it up.
Zach Bryan?
Zach Bryan,
is that
right.
It?
Yeah.
Zach Bryan.
So, and a great example, because like you said, sometimes you don't even have to know or really even like the song, though I imagine you do now.
I haven't even listened to the whole thing. I just really, really like that lyric is, I think, very powerful. And so we want to know lyrics that you love. Like, is there a lyric to a song, whether you love the song or not, that just really kind of hit you?
I think everybody's got to have at least one or two.
You have a whole bunch, huh?
Yeah. You know what? One of my favorite songs, and mine tend to be a little bit on the, I don't say the darker side.
Okay. What's one of them? Give me one example, and then we'll have more tomorrow.
New Kid in Town by the Eagles. The line is, They will never forget you until somebody new comes along.
Yeah, that's a good. Oh, don't we know?
Yep.
Don't we know, Curt?
Once you're off the radio.
So if you have a lyric that is meaningful to you,
we want to
share
hear
it with
about
us.
It. Yes, and maybe a little story behind it if there is one to go with it too. Because I mean, music is the greatest thing ever.
I know.
Honestly,
it's powerful. It brings you back to all the places.
It's. I mean, who hasn't heard a song that physically you react? The hairs on your arm or your neck stand up from. It's incredible. So, looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Your favorite lyric, that you remember or that you put into action in your life or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, share it with us.
That'll be on our
Facebook, or just comment on this whatever platform you're watching or listening. You can comment there too. So
please do.
I'd love to hear from you. All right, have an awesome day. Make good choices. Find joy. Spread kindness. And if you see a vet, make sure you thank them.
Absolutely.
Just in honor of D-Day.
Talk to you tomorrow.